guys, welcome once again to my channel. This is your girl Isutu and you're watching Isutu Bokum's vlogs. So if you're new here, if this is the first time you're watching a video from my channel, do not forget to subscribe and of course turn on the notification bell so you get more updates about videos that I'll be uploading. And if you've been here from the beginning, thank you so much for staying with me and for being a part of the growing family. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure bringing you videos every single time. It's just something I do with joy, and I'm really glad that all of you are liking the videos, and I'm gonna keep bringing them to you. But this is gonna be a different type of video. I'm just gonna give you information about coronavirus update in the country and why I feel right now might not be a very good time to visit the Gambia. Even though I promote the Gambia and I show you places to go, food to eat, all those thingy, it's also important that I give you advice when it comes to health wise. And we all know how coronavirus has taken over the world. It was unprecedented. Nobody is ready for it. Most countries were not really ready to tackle the pandemic, and it has claimed a lot of lives, and a lot of people are affected, and businesses. Let's talk about it. It's a lot of it's a whole issue on its own. So why do I feel right now might not be the very good time to visit the Gambia? This is because Gambia is not an exception. As you know, Gambia is also affected by the coronavirus, and right now we're having a very high increase in cases. Before we had cases less than 30 or 20, something like that, and we had only 2 deaths, but now we have 414 active cases as of 31st July 2020, and we have 95 new cases in this 415 active cases. We have 68 who have recovered, and the government has sort of done 434 new tests, and 9 people have died from coronavirus. So in total, we have a total confirmed case of 498, 306 of which are male and 192 which are female. So it's also recorded that 3 of the cases who were positive absconded, and 4 cases left the country. So you can get more information about the coronavirus update on the Ministry of Health website. So I would just really appreciate for those of you that want to come into the country to go to the Ministry of Health website at least regularly to check how coronavirus is going on in the country, so you're updated and you have an information before you take the big step of coming into the country. And I also thought I should let you all know that we have a press release from the Gambia, from the ministry. I'm just going to read some part of that for you, in which face mask is now mandatory for every person living in the country, and that is if you're going into any public space, you need to use a face mask. So the Gambia government released a press release on the 30th of July 2020 instructing that every citizen or everybody living in the Gambia should make sure that they have their face mask on when going anywhere, whether you're in a public transport, whether you're walking on the street, whether you're going, you just need to be safe and have a mask. The press release reads: in exercise of the powers conferred on the Ministry of Health by Regulation Number 6 of the Public Health, Dangerous Infection Diseases Protection Regulations 2020, the Gambia government announces the compulsory wearing of face masks, temporary closure of non-essential public places, and the prohibition of public and social gatherings. Effective immediately, these new regulations will subsist for a period of 90 days, subject to experts' review and modification by the Ministry of Health at any time as dictated by the circumstances and trajectory of the COVID-19 virus in the Gambia. Citation of the face masking order. This order may be cited as a compulsory wearing of face masks order 2020 and is governed by the following regulations. All persons shall wear a face mask over their nose and mouth in all public places and at all times. A driver of a motor vehicle or operator of a ferry or vessel shall ensure that all passengers wear a face mask before embarking on the vehicle, ferry or vessel. 3. The owner or manager of the public or private premises or shops shall ensure that all persons entering such premises or shops wear a face mask. 4. The area council or municipality of every area where a market is situated shall ensure that all persons entering a market wear a face mask. Then 5 says, in this order, public place includes any public or highway and any other premises or places to which at the material time members of the public shall or are permitted to have access. So which means the country has actually made face masks compulsory, but also there are a few exceptions to people who need to wear face masks. So these are the exceptions. The following persons are exempted from wearing of face masks. A. Children under the age of 2. B. Persons with a medical condition that makes it difficult to wear a face mask. C. Persons who are hearing impaired or are communicating with a person who is hearing impaired and where the ability to see the mouth is essential for communication. D. Persons who are unable to put on or remove a face mask without assistance. So these are the exemptions for wearing a face mask. But again, what I really want us to also discuss is the fact that even though the government has made face masks really essential and it's compulsory when you're going anywhere, a lot of Gambians and non-Gambians who live in the country do not wear face masks. Only few people. When you walk on the street, you see that there are a lot of people who are actually going about their business without face masks. And this can be understandable in some point because we know that not everybody can afford to get a face mask for themselves. So I feel if the government is going to make face masks compulsory, the government should have also, put together provisions in ensuring that people who cannot get face masks for themselves would be supplied face masks. Just like when we had some state of public emergency issues and some people were not working and some didn't have like a means of getting feeding and all that, the government ensured that they provided food aid for many Gambians and non-Gambians. So now that they're making face masks compulsory, this is a personal opinion, I feel that they should have also put into account measures to ensure that face masks is available to every Gambian or non-Gambian by providing and distributing face masks. Then you can arrest or you can enforce the law if anybody does not wear it when you know that you have actually put in place the availability of the material. So this is my own personal opinion. So this, like I said, this is a press release from the government of the Gambia, which was given on the 30th of July 2020. So just to give you a little more detail about the release, it says violation of this order. A person who violates this order commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of $1,000. Similarly consistent with the powers vested in the Ministry of Health by the same law, Regulation Number 6 of the Public Health Dangerous Infectious Diseases Protection Regulation 2020, the Gambia government declares with immediate effect the temporary closure of all non-essential public places for 90 days. So what they mean by non-essential public places is like, let's say shops or businesses which are not really essential materials for living, or which are not really basic needs. Let's say shops that might be selling clothes and other things. Those are not like really essential. But the essential ones are the ones that might be selling food stuff where obviously people need to get food all the time and all those. Those are like essential places. And those are the ones that can be open. This order may be cited as a temporary closure of non-essential public places order 2020. 1. It is hereby ordered that all non-essential public places are temporarily closed. 2. In this order, non-essential public places include bars and pubs, sit-in restaurants, cinemas and video clubs, gymnasiums and swimming pools, nightclubs and music lodges, group events at beaches, casinos, gaming parlors, and sporting fields. Prohibition of public gatherings. It is hereby ordered that the following are prohibited. A. Public gatherings for events such as naming ceremonies, weddings, funerals, and other social events. B. Children roaming the streets unaccompanied by an adult. Violation of this order. A person who violates this order commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine of $1,000. So just to remind you all that this particular press release was signed by Ibrahim G. Sankare, who is the Gambian government spokesperson. So this press release is very authentic, and these are the rules right now in the Gambia as of trying to contain the coronavirus. So, guys, it's also key to note that before nearly a week before the end of July, the president of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, His Excellency Adama Barrow, sort of like released a press release stating that the state of public emergency has been lifted. So that release also I have here. So I'm going to like share the Ministry of Health, the Gambian Government State House Facebook page. I'm going to put them in the description so you could go through and read some of these press releases that are coming out, so you have detailed information before coming into the country. So according to this press release, it says as of Friday, confirmed cases in the country stands at 170. And remember, at the beginning of this video, the cases have gone up to 400 and something. I gave you that statistic. So this statistics is for 24 July 2020. I gave you the one as of 31st July 2020, and the cases have like doubled up already. So we're having more cases every single day, and we have more deaths too. And so an assessment of impact of the scaling down on the Gambian economy has produced uncomfortable results. Accordingly, the economy will lose 2.5 billion GMD, that is $2.5 billion, and shrink by 3 percentage points from the projected growth rate of 6.3% in 2020 to 3.3%. So now, even though the Gambian government sort of like relaxed the state of public emergency, that is, that people can go to mosques now, they can go to church, and there is sort of like a number of people who can attend particular ceremonies, blah blah blah. Now, the last press release that I read, you saw that those things have been restricted now because of the increase in COVID-19 cases. I'm gonna read just a little portion from this press release so you understand why I am like, I honestly don't know how people are coming into the country, even though we had a flight Brussels, and from that flight we also had imported cases. So it says these measures include but not limited to observing strict social distancing rules, mandatory wearing of face masks in all public places, including inside taxis and other public transport, markets and schools. Now you see that even when the president sort of like relaxed the state of public emergency, he still mentioned that people should use face masks, and that's why now we have like a mandatory use of face masks. If not, you're gonna have like, you're going to have to deal with the law. So the government has already gazetted the guidelines on the management of COVID-19 situated post-emergency regulations. President Barrow calls on all Gambians to adhere to these guidelines and support health authorities in dealing with the pandemic. All are alerted that the security forces will not hesitate to enforce the guidelines, especially in cases of repeated violations. Now, this is the sad part. We have a lot of Gambians who still believe that COVID-19 does not exist. A lot of them. I remember there was this day I was in a taxi and the driver was like, I should remove my face mask, that COVID-19 isn't real, that the government is using it as a scam, it's a hoax. They're using it as a scam to get money from World Health Organization and other countries. It's sad. Whilst we have people who are actually suffering from this illness and we have people who have died from it, we still have people who have mites surrounding this illness. So that's why most of them are not wearing masks. And even for those that want to wear masks, they do not have a means of getting masks. And that's why I feel the government should put in measures to ensure that they support Gambians and non-Gambians living in the country with masks, support everyone with masks. Or even if the government cannot do it alone, some of us who are fortunate, when you get a mask, 1 or 2, try to like help your friends and family with masks so that everybody tend to use masks when they're going out. Now, there is a difference between using a mask rightly and using a mask wrongly. Right and wrong. We also have people using masks in this country, but most of these people do not use masks the right way. And I see a lot of people are doing sensitization to ensure that people use masks the right way. I only hope that they take heed, because most people use the mask under their chin. They use it under their chin. That is like they don't use it to cover their mouth and nose. Instead, the mask is like relaxed under their chin. Some of them put it on their ears and leave it hanging on their necks. Some of them put it on top of their head. Some of them use it to only cover their mouth whilst their nose are exposed. So that's the problem. So most people, even if they do have a mask, they do not know how to use a mask. So it's really good that, you know, we keep on passing the message about the right usage of masks. And if you see somebody using a mask the wrong way, try to, you know, pass a word and let the person, you know, be able to learn how to use the mask the right way. Because if you use the mask the wrong way, at the end of the day, you're still not protecting yourself. You're still exposed. So now, this is one of the most important points here. Public should be aware that although the emergency measures are lifted, the land, air, and sea borders still remain closed. Government will continue to review the closure of the borders as the situation evolves. So, from this same release, it stated that airport, borders, all are still closed. Like, I still don't know how people are coming into the country, but one thing I know is that when you come into the country, when you make it into the Gambia, you have to go into quarantine for 2 weeks. And I know that the quarantine is sort of like catered for by the government. So they sort of like put you in a place, a hotel or something, and they provide your feeding and all of that. So that is what I know is going on right now, but I don't know how people are coming in. I honestly don't understand. So for those of you who are asking if you're the one that pay for your own quarantine, well, I know as of now that the government is the one that, you know, covers it. So if there are any other development, I'll make sure to make a video and pass the message. I hope this video helped, and like I said, check the description for more information you might need, pages you can follow to keep you in track about everything that has to do with the Gambia before traveling in. But one thing I know is that when we had very, very low cases, the government didn't really take things seriously. Our borders were still open. When we didn't have any case and we had a case, the borders were closed, and the cases were mostly imported cases because most people were like using the back way coming into the country. That is, they were going against border rules, you know, all those kind of things. And now the situation is getting out of hand. So it's only us that can help ourselves now. This is for anybody living in the Gambia also watching. You need to keep passing the message on that COVID is real. You understand? COVID is real. I have been sick for the past few days, and I am going to do my test tomorrow, and I'm going to keep you guys updated about what the results will be as soon as I get it. But I've sort of like lost my sense of smell. I taste just a little bit. I've had cold, so I just want to go and be sure. So if you have any symptoms, try and go and get checked instead of, you know, being in a position to pass the illness from one person to another. And let's, you know, stick to the face masks. Let's try to help those who don't have face masks. And if you do have face mask, please wear it the right way. Do not wear the face mask the wrong way, and try to keep safe. I am going to try my best to keep bringing you videos, but you know, things are really getting out of hand, and I'm trying to, you know, protect myself too and protect my family. So I don't want to always expose myself out there, because you know what my vlogging is about. I have to like go and meet people, so I might have to limit that for a few days or a few weeks, but I'll still try to bring you videos about the Gambia, more information about the Gambia. Be safe out there wherever you are, and I'm gonna try my best, like I said, to bring you more videos from my vlog. Mainly I'm going to try to, you know, focus on information about the Gambia for the meantime until I'm able to actually go out there and do videos on places and all that. So this is all I had for you today on this video, and I hope it has been informative as much as I can. I just thought I should give you a heads up, but all of you out there who still feel you want to come into the country right now, you can still come in, but again, just try to be safe. And if you ask me, I think the best time to come is to wait when all of this COVID-19 madness is over. So be safe out there. Make sure that you know, follow the rules from your local health authorities, and let's protect ourselves from COVID-19. This is all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for more updates about videos I'll be uploading. And if you have been here from the beginning, thank you so much, guys. You are the best. Thank you for growing the family. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. I truly, really appreciate it. So this is all I have for you. I think I have to go. It's hard to leave you, but I have to go. All of you take care and have a great day ahead. Love from me and virtual hugs from the smiling coast of Africa. Peace.